If you're looking for a really good smartwatch for your day-to-day use, then the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 is a really good option. Here are my thoughts. So I got the 44mm variant in green, which actually looks more like a grey, but I'm not really complaining because I think it looks pretty damn good. You can also get the watch in a smaller 40mm variant if you prefer that size. So I know that design-wise it hasn't changed much from the Watch 4, 5 and 6 series, but there have been very subtle upgrades to the body which still make this watch look really good. So I actually really like the understated and simple, classy, round design, and the fact is you can really dress this watch up the way you like with a combination of really cool watch faces and some really nice straps too. So the orange sports band has really grown on me, and the no-gap leather straps are always a good look for the more formal sort of occasions. The new silicone band the watch comes with is super comfortable and easy to put on, and the new quick release mechanisms make changing the bands a breeze. So if you have some old 20mm straps from your previous watches that you'd like to use with the new one, you absolutely can, and they will fit perfectly fine. So the 44mm version I'm using has a super crisp, sharp and beautiful 1.5-inch AMOLED display with a peak brightness of 2000 nits. So I keep the adaptive brightness setting on and I've never had any issues with visibility even in the really bright sunlight. The screen is also made of sapphire crystals, so it'll be very durable and scratch resistant, and so far in a month plus of usage and with a few little dings here and there, the screen looks like it's brand new. So I've actually had a lot of people ask me about battery life on the Galaxy Watch 7. The 44mm version I'm using has a 425mAh battery, and for my particular use case it's been perfectly fine. Initially when you first get the watch it takes a few days for it to learn your usage pattern, so battery life may not be as great in the beginning. I keep my always on display running throughout the day, and after the watch learned my patterns with my medium use, I'm getting approximately a day and a half of battery life, which is perfectly fine for me. You can extend that past the 2-day point if you keep the always on display off and tweak a few little settings here and there. I usually end the day with about 30% battery and charge it up to 100% just before I go to bed. Unfortunately, due to the redesign of the bioactive sensor, reverse wireless charging from your phone doesn't work on the Watch 7. Also bear in mind, if you use the watch to track a lot more workouts and you use the GPS for your running and stuff, it will drain battery a little bit faster, so everyone's usage will be a little bit different. So a little trick I found to improve battery life further is to turn off frequent syncing. So to do this, you go to the Samsung Health app and click on the step counter section, and then click the 3 buttons on the top right. Select the option that says frequent syncing and turn that off. That should help give you a few extra hours of battery life. So I usually charge my watch when it hits about 20%, and usually it takes about an hour, 20 minutes or so to get back to 100, so it's not too bad. So what I've been the absolute happiest about with the Watch 7 is the performance by far. I used the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro for the longest time, and the one thing I always wanted was just better performance, and finally we have that with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7, which is awesome. So the watch is using a new Exynos W1000 chip paired with 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal storage, which is twice that of the previous models, which is absolutely great. The watch feels super smooth and responsive, and if you're coming from a previous Galaxy Watch, you will definitely feel the difference. Even simple things like using the Google Assistant are so much faster and responsive. So just the performance bump of the watch makes it finally feel up to standard in the premium smartwatch category. Samsung's bioactive sensor also got a nice little upgrade. They say it's 30% more accurate in measuring heart rate during intense workouts as compared to previous generations. And the new sensor should also give you more accurate results for blood, oxygen, sleep and stress. The watch also has ECG, blood pressure and sleep apnea features, but unfortunately here in Kenya these features haven't been approved, so I'm not able to test them out, which is a shame. I've been wearing the watch every night for sleep tracking, and it's been very comfortable and doesn't feel irritating or hassle to wear when sleeping. The sleep results have generally been okay. I can't say that they're absolutely spot on, but if you just need a general idea of what your sleep patterns are, then yeah, it's pretty good. The watch also has the ability to measure body composition with the bioelectrical impedance analysis sensor, just like the Watch 5 and 6 could do. And this gives you details such as your body fat percentage, water content, skeletal muscle mass, which is pretty handy to know. It also has a new feature where it can perform Advanced Glycation End Product Index Tracking, or AGES for short. It's supposed to be an indicator of metabolic health and biological aging that's measured according to your diet and lifestyle. But honestly, I'm not sure how well it works because the indicator has pretty much stayed in the same spot throughout. And Samsung doesn't really give you too many details to decipher the score, so maybe it will get more informative in a future update. And as usual, the watch comes loaded with loads of different workouts on the Health app, and it's also IP68 rated for dust and water, so you can use it to track your swims if you like. The watch boasts a new dual frequency GPS which should be able to catch signals better and give you more accurate tracking when you're going on your walks or your runs. But to be fair, it's been a bit all over the place. So from what I heard, the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra has far more accurate GPS tracking, so if that's something you're really interested in or you really need, then maybe check that watch out. So the watch is running Samsung's latest One UI 6 watch, and I really like it. It's easy to use, it looks great, and with a new processor, it is super snappy. And because it's based on Google's Wear OS, you get the Google Play Store where you can download so many more apps, and the one I particularly like is WhatsApp. I can quickly reply to messages with my voice or use the on-screen keyboard, which is surprisingly easy to use even for a small screen. The Watch 7 even has a nice double pinch gesture you can use to answer calls or stop a timer or alarm, or even scroll through messages and play or pause music. This has actually come in quite handy for me. And if you use the Samsung Messages app on your phone and your watch, then you have access to the new AI-generated responses, which are actually quite decent. So both the Ultra and the Watch 7 share the same processor, the same RAM, the same storage, same bioactive sensor, the same dual frequency GPS, although for some reason the GPS on the Ultra is a bit more accurate. And for those reasons, I just couldn't see myself spending that much more on the Ultra. So here in Nairobi, you can pick up the Galaxy Watch 7 for approximately 37,000 shillings, which isn't cheap. But if you're looking for a smartwatch that can do everything and a bit more, then this watch is absolutely awesome. And obviously being a Samsung product, it's better to pair it with a Samsung phone so you can make the most of all the features. But to be fair, you can use it with any other Android phone, it works perfectly fine. And just don't use it with an iPhone because it's just not compatible. So those are my thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 44mm. I really like this thing. And I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a super feature-packed smartwatch that also looks really good. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to respond to all of you. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.